Hey, this is Christopher McClure with wholenessgeeks.com, and welcome to Meditation Happy Hour. Happens every Friday at around midday Mountain Time, and it's a time when I share meditations and processes, practices, perspectives, both traditional and modern. And today I want to share a I would consider this a practice, and it's called money offering. And the offering process is something that can be applied to anything, any issue, topic in life. Today it's going to be about money. So I've been reading a book called Dream Tending, which is about working with your dreams. It's a dream work book, and there is a process that's suggested in the book where if there's a dream, a reoccurring dream, can be a nightmare, but you focus in on that dream image, and then you make an offering to it, and it gives several parameters of how to organize that offering. It's like it's a ritual, where you're offering things that are meaningful regarding that issue or that image to it, with the intention of energetically making peace with that issue. So I realized that this was something that was I felt inclined to do, and it was a way of facing obstacles in my life. And so I took the parameters that it was suggesting, and then I came up with a few more of my own. And so I have 9 parameters now for this offering process. And once again, this particular offering is about money. So I'm just going to dive in here and explain what these parameters are. And hopefully you'll find it useful. You'll be able to come up with your own offering for whatever topic or issue you are facing in your life. The first thing that's needed is an altar, a place like a tabletop. But you want it to be something that's not going to be disturbed by animals, other people. So you want it to be maybe a little secluded. What I used was I found that I realized that I had this small dresser inside my clothes closet, and there was some t-shirts and things on the top, and some socks, some mismatched socks, and I easily found a place for those things, and then I had a clear tabletop. So that's the altar. So you choose an altar, and then one of the elements that you want to have included in this offering is is physicality, the physical. And so I what embodies the physical for me is the Dantian, which is the physical center of the body. It's 3 fingers below the navel and 3 fingers in. It's a point. It's called one point in Aikido and Tai Chi. It's called the Dantian. Um, I think in the West, it's often referred to as the core. Anyway, the symbol, in order to represent this in this offering, the symbol, uh, because I've been practicing Tai Chi for decades, um, the symbol for Tai Chi is the yin and the yang. You know, the circle with the two fishes and the dots within each one. So I got that image, and then because this has nine points, nine different offerings, I superimposed the Enneagram on top of it, and so then I put that on the on the altar on the tabletop, and so now those points, these um, different components of the offering can be organized around this um, visual image. So we have the Dantian, that's number 1. Um, the altar is actually number 9, um, starting at the end, or you know. Number 2, I realized I needed something physical to represent money, and of course, uh, coins are a good representation. So I've put a coin there, and every time I go back to the altar to to re initiate my intention, I'll put another coin there. So then number 3, this gets a little deeper. This gets into the why of the why it's an issue. Why what are my issues with money? So I'm going to kind of dive in here. In past life, I believe in a past life, I murdered my wife for money. And this goes back many lifetimes, but I'm in the process of healing all of my karma, and this is a piece of it. And in fact, my wife in this life uh, agrees that this is what happened. And the way that I killed her was with a knife. So on this altar top, at the point 3, I have a knife to represent that that wounding, that karma that I have accrued, and I'm in the process of working through. So that's point 3. Point 4 is a an affirmation or a mantra. And there's mantras in other languages that represent abundance and that are good for money. But I chose one because it had 6 syllables, and it's in English. It is actually, I know the meaning of, and it's abundance flow freely. So it's abundance flow freely. And the reason I chose a 6-syllable mantra is because I work with the 6-pointed star, and I put mantras into the six-pointed star. So it's something I already do. And so point 4 is an affirmation or a mantra. In this case, for me, abundance, flow freely. Now, point number 5 is a physical gesture, something in the body that represents this, an offering to money. And I did go to the Hindu tradition, and in the Hindu tradition, there is what's called the Kubera mudra. A mudra is it's a hand gesture, in like, holding your, that's like a mudra. Well, the mudra for this is the Kubera mudra, which is you hold your thumb and the index and the middle fingers together, and then you bring the ring and pinky into the middle of the palm. So that's the Kubera mudra, and that's the 5th element of this offering. So when I'm doing this, when I'm reinitiating this offering, I hold one of my hands in this mudra. The 6th one is regarding the wounding, and the element here is greed. So how do I represent greed? Well, dragons are known for hoarding shiny objects. They're greedy. So I found these 2 ceramic type dragons that we had around the house. One's an adult and one's a baby, and so those are on the altar at the 6th point. So then number 7 is, what's the feeling, the emotion that I would like to offer to money, to abundance. And the emotion I decided on is generosity, so that when I'm doing this offering, I'm invoking a sense of generosity. And then number 8, I was wanting some numbers. Numbers can be very deep. They have a lot of symbolism in them, and so I was looking for a number that could represent abundance or money, and the number 8 is the number for that. And in fact, the 3888 is even more so. So that's the number, and that's at point 8. So as I'm doing the offering, I'm reflecting on the number 888. And we already did number 9, is the altar itself. So there you have it. There are the 9 components of an offering, and in this case, the 9 components of this offering to money. So just to review those once again, you have the actual altar, that's number 9. You have the dantian, which is the physical, representing the physical. Like we have the emotional in there. So likewise we have the physical, and that's represented by the yin yang symbol. And then we have the coins, the actual physical object, and then we have the knife, representing the karma or the healing needed to occur. Then we have the mantra, abundance flow freely. Then we have the mudra, the Kubera mudra. And then we have the dragons representing greed. And then we have generosity, the emotion, and the number 888 for money. So that's the money offering. And I hope that this might be something that helps you if you feel like you have issues with money. you can try something like this. I encourage you to not necessarily take the same elements that I've um, come to, especially regarding the knife and the dragon, because I'm sure you have different karma, but to take the elements, the actual components, the physical, the physical objects, and the karma, and the mantra, and the mudra, and um, the element of in this case greed, the emotion, and the numbers, and come up with your own, and set up an altar. And if you do that, and you have results, if you'd like to report on, please join the Wholeness Geeks Facebook group, and you can share there. And or if you have questions, or you just like to talk about what you've come up with, or even if you have your own meditation or process or practice or a perspective that you'd like to share, you can do it there. So once again, I'm Christopher McCord from Wholeness Geeks, and thanks for listening today. And I hope that this money offering helps you in some way.